Nobantu, which is actually, she's a master certified coach from CTA. She's an Enneagram teacher and an accredited Enneagram teacher, Enneagram coach, Gestalt practitioner, process work facilitator, and a facilitator of peace circles. She has a master's degree from in guidance and counseling from Durham University. So welcome, Nobantu.
Thank you very much, Mohammed, and greetings from South Africa to everyone. And I would like to greet you in our language, which is Zulu. And when I greet in isiZulu, we say Sawubona. This is such a powerful greeting because it says, I see you. I see you. I see your hopes and aspirations. I see your dreams. I see everyone who has made you who you are. I see your struggles. And I see your ancestors in you, because in Africa, we never walk alone. And you would find when you communicate with people of African descent, instead of using the I more, we use the we. And so today we are going to explore Ubuntu Coaching. We will look at this in a more of a storytelling webinar. I think we are all, somehow so saturated from PowerPoints. Who is not saturated from PowerPoint presentations? So we will talk because in Africa, we are storytelling people. And Ubuntu is just about that. How do we share our heritage? How do we share the gifts from our ancestry? Take this and integrate this into the now, into how things are. So we will be looking at Ubuntu Coaching, and this is coaching from the heart. And I get surprised whenever I demonstrate Ubuntu Coaching. Some of the questions would be, hey, tell us, Nobantu, do you do this kind of coaching with executives? And my question exactly is, do executives not have hearts? Because it is true coming from the heart that we find the teams we work with more inspired, more self-managing, and more able to do what we all are moving towards. And then we look at the good of the whole instead of individual interests. So Ubuntu means umntu ngumntu ngabantu. Translated in English, this means I am because we are. Because we are, I then am. There's this integration and interwoven between the I and the we. I always say, if we think about this Ubuntu, even illness, when we put we in it, what does it become? Wellness. So this is a medicine actually to bring wellness into organizations. This is a medicine to bring wellness into those we work with, because it helps them to integrate and connect to their heart, connect to their essence, the true nature of who they are. So what I find...
Sorry, Nobantu, you have muted yourself. Could you please just...
It says the host has muted me. Okay, thank you. So one thing I do before I even practice this Ubuntu coaching, I engage in a practice of grounding myself, a practice of connecting to my body, to feel embodied, and also a practice of integrating the head, the heart, and the body. And because this, I would like to be as practical as possible. I would like you to come with me on a very short journey to really arrive here. Arrive in this configuration that we are this afternoon and start to really come with me in this journey of Ubuntu coaching. So what I'd like to invite you to do, I would like you to really feel your feet firmly supported by the ground, wiggling your toes just to feel the sensations, feeling the chair you're sitting on, really contacting your buttocks. Just feel that contact. Feeling the contact of your back to the back of your chair. Having this posture of uprightness. Feeling like there is someone pulling your head with a string. Just arriving into this session. Nowhere to go, nothing to do at this moment, but touching base with your body and focusing on breathing in and breathing out. I'm breathing in and breathing out. And as you're starting to relax, I would like you to imagine an orange light that moves from the top of your head, from the crown of your head to your chest area, connecting the head and the heart, to your torso and abdomen, to your gut center, going right through your legs and going straight into the ground, like roots connecting you to Mother Nature. As you are in that integrated state, I would like you to imagine yourself stretching your arms and connecting to each and every person on this call. And as you do that, you picture their arms reaching out to you as well. It's this web of connection. As you come forward, you meet the world with the chest. And backwards, you notice your ancestors because they are always at your back, supporting and smiling at you and really welcoming you. Just sitting in this connected space individually and connecting with everyone else, just take a few deep breaths. Sensing your legs, sensing your arms, sensing both legs and arms at the same time. I'd like you to open your eyes, look around, take on sights around you, looking and listening to whatever sounds that you might be noticing. Welcome So before coaching, what I do a practice to ground myself and integrate myself. And if you look at core competency number 2, that talks about embodying a coaching mindset. When we arrive into our bodies and get embodied, then we're able to meet with our clients and really welcome them. I'm now curious, now that we've done this practice, what sort of practice do you do before you meet your clients? Can we quickly have on the chat box, what is it that different people engage in to ground yourself, to also embody this coaching mindset? Aha, I make grounding every time. Prayer, I see. What else? Silence, prayer, empty myself, quietness, deep breathing, another breathing. So this is very important because you find that clearing my energy, opening to receive. This is important because you find that in a day, we've got so many things to do. So the fact that we arrive into our body to receive our clients is very important. And if I'm linking this to Ubuntu Coaching, the way I define Ubuntu Coaching, you will get the slides. It's just that I don't want to share the slides now. So Ubuntu Coaching is the ability as the coach to ground ourselves and to evoke presence in our clients. We co-create fully with the clients. And as we co-create, the focus is on the client's hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And then, because we are so grounded and present, and through that, we find that our clients become present too. So what I've found, or the feedback I've found as a result, is clients that as they work on their issue, they are able to see and feel their thoughts and what they are saying. Because of them being grounded and us as coaches modeling this grounding and creating an environment of trust and safety, then they feel they are received. So as we get into this, what's important or what helps me with this Ubuntu coaching, I have a mantra that I use. Very simple mantra. A mantra that comes from the heart. I'll just show you this slide that I've printed off this. This is the mantra. What does this mantra say? It says in Ubuntu, we have to see more. See our clients more. Hear our clients more. Love our clients more. Illuminate more so that the clients can get ignited and their insights can be forthcoming. Be more for our clients. And lastly, do less as coaches. So I'm just going to take us through this mantra. And then after having discussed this mantra, I would like us to get into a conversation as to how do you relate that mantra to your own coaching practice. And then after that, we will look at the 7 C's of this Ubuntu coaching, and then the Rasia model, and then also we'll be having discussions in between so that we have this ongoing conversation and connection. So let's take first C more. I am in South Africa. I am South African. I grew up here. I started working here. And I've studied in different countries. One thing that I noticed in this country was, as a Black woman, most of the time I was not seen. It felt like I was this invisible person. And what for me brought life to feeling that I am a human being, I matter, was our greeting that is Sawubona. I see you. So the see more in this coaching is, how do we as coaches really see the core, the essence, the soul of who is in front of us? How do we, when we are with our clients, whether virtually or physically, you're able to pick up nuances that says that I must be more curious about this, and that. Because you are with this person connected, then you're able to see them. And I've found, through what a lot of you are saying you do, through silences, through allowing that silence, you are able to connect to the soul of the other through the eyes. To give an example, one thing I've noticed, if I'm doing training on the screen, whether Zoom or whatever, I'm able to pick up emotions through the eyes of the participants. And I would ask something from someone, and you would really find that there is something there that needs support, that needs encouragement, or to be attended to. So that see more is very important. I always say, when I coach, out of the more than 7 billion people in the world, the one client that I work with becomes the main important person. This should be allowing you to be able to coach in a busy subway, in a busy restaurant, because when you see that person fully, everything else goes into the background. So that's the first part of the mantra, see more. Then hear more. Remember, as coaches, we allow our clients to lead the coaching session. And at the end of the coaching, I always do a self-assessment as a coach to see who did the most of the talking. I should really be there holding this environment in a trustful and safe manner, and really get the clients to be able to talk. How do you measure this? At times you find your clients would ask you at the end, I don't know why I talk that much. Normally, I do not share that much. So be that vessel that tune in, really tune in, seeing and really hearing. Someone would pick it up if you're not fully present as you are listening to them. if you just use your head to listen. But here you use transformational listening, where you really feel with your heart what the other person is saying, and also you take that into the body. Have you ever had a client, you're working with a client and you ask a question, they give you a response to that response, and then they would say, when you said this and this and that, and you say, this is the question that I asked, this is how you responded. But because of being heard and listened to, it's like what they are saying becomes what you are saying as a coach, because now there is that limbic resonance. As a result of seeing them more, hearing them more, we connect at a limbic level in our minds. And then you find that that's when we start to get into the flow of this coaching. And the third one is love more. What stops us to fall in love? When we are working, come on, guys. I've seen people at work, they come, serious and everything. At home, they are so loving. I always say as coaches, when we meet our clients, just imagine the first time you fell in love. How can you just accept this person unconditionally? Do what Carl Rogers say, unconditional acceptance, positive regard, unconditional love. We do have that for our clients as well. One of the feedback I always get, even when I do live coaching demonstrations using Ubuntu, is, wow, you love your clients. And even from the clients, they would say, I'm feeling the love. And as they feel the love, they see that I belong here. Who doesn't want to belong? Give you an example. The universe always gives you what you're asking for. In South Africa, maybe some of you know our history of oppression and history of Afrikaners and the indigenous people. I've found that I have been having a lot of white Afrikaner males coming for coaching. And I've got this history. So what helps me, first of all, is to apply grounding and centering to myself, work on my presence. And when I am in that coaching session, whoever the person is, whether Afrikaner male or whatever, that disappears. Let me give you an example. I had one guy who was working in the army for many years. And the opportunity of being coached by an African woman was just foreign to him. And I could see at the beginning there was resistance. And all I said, I'm going to love you like you won't believe it. Fortunately, we had a very long coaching relationship, a whole year. He would come in, I would start seeing a smile on his face. I would compliment and say, not his right name, Lawrence, you so dressed nicely. And then he'll say, Nobantu, you don't look shabby yourself. So we started, through me accepting him, having this relationship where we could even start to joke. At the end of that year, Lawrence comes to me crying and say, thank you very much for showing me what love is. My wife and my daughter say that they never knew that I had a heart. It is a great opportunity that we show love for our clients. As it is, our clients are going through a lot. And we'll be able to show this love when we're doing our own inner work. Very, very regularly. So I've said it's see more, hear more, love more, illuminate more. As coaches, we are mirrors there. It's like we don't become the whole fire to our clients. We ignite the fire that is there in them. Just imagine yourself sitting in a dark room. Very dark, you can't see, you look around. And you find at the hole of the key, some light comes in. It's like, wow, there's a possibility here. There's hope. So that's what we need to be for our clients. And the be more means we sit in a grounded manner and receive them, and through that, they get grounded as well. And for goodness sake, do less. We're not coaching the problem here. We're coaching the person. That's where if I am being more of who I am, then I'm able to allow my clients to become more of who they are destined to be. So to really make this mantra alive, I apply the Aikido Japanese principles, Aikido martial arts. If you look at that, the I, it's about coming from a position of strength. The key is meeting the other, the bowing. The door is to make sure right throughout the relationship, you stay in relationship and you are able to co-create with your client. I'd like to take a big pause here and just hear some reflections around this mantra. And by the way, you will have the slides for this. It's just that right now, I don't want the slides to be in the way of us connecting together. Any thoughts? Anyone, you can either raise your hand, okay, and come out of mute. I see Vanessa, I notice your hand. I'll mute myself and allow you to share all.
Ubuntu, I am from South Africa, and your energy is phenomenal. The story that you've just told now about when the Dutchman walked into your office or came on Zoom or wherever, and they came to speak to you, that you put that horrible South African history away that I am so embarrassed about, and you embraced your clients and you gave. It is the most beautiful thing that you literally are giving with your beautiful light. You're an incredible woman, and I had to say that. Thank you very much for today. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, Vanessa. I'm taking that in with my heart and not with my ears.
Beautiful.
Thank you. NGOs. Thank you. Let me see the chat box. I hear Basandu say these are the pearls of wisdom. Fatima, you say to have such energy is really great. How can we keep it and make it a habit? Thank you, Fatima, for that. One thing about creating presence and being is not a once-off. It's a life practice. I've been a Buddhist practitioner since 2000 and a Buddhist teacher, mindfulness teacher. There is no destination to reach. Every morning from 6 to 6:30, we have a sitting group that practices mindfulness and presence. And you have just to continue with that until you find that helps you with your reactivity to things, but it helps you to be able to respond appropriately. There is no shortcut. There's no exam to be written. It's just like sit with yourself, and it is not easy. Because there's a lot that arises. There's a lot of our inner critique that would come, and all you do is to stay with yourself, be able to feel, how is your breath? What sensations am I picking in my body? And also as we do that, we find that states change. One moment you're elated, you're excited. Another moment you feel like, oh my God, this life is crappy. So it's about practice in your life for the rest of your life, because there's nowhere to arrive to. There's no place to get into. Another one, my whole unadulterated self to the coaching space. That's what you bring. And being important is more important. Thanks so much. Another person who would like to come off mute, and then we can continue. Any more hands that are up? Okay. I think because I want to put this into context, I'm going to share with you the steps that I use in this Ubuntu coaching. And I have coined an acronym called RASIA, which is RASEA. The R of the RASIA means you receive your clients as a coach. You know, in Africa, when a guest arrives, everyone in that home, they give up whatever they have for that person. And the first person to receive whatever is offered in terms of a meal is that person who you're receiving. You really make them feel they have arrived at home. And then as we do that, we say, if it's a man, you can take off your jacket and just feel at home. And the first thing you will get to be offered is water, and maybe water to wash your feet, to cool off your feet after all. So as coaches, as we meet our clients, that receptivity, true I see you, Sawubona, is very important. How do we then make our clients feel like, wow, I've never been so important. I'm just this only person right in this moment. We take ourselves out of the equation completely. I do not matter as a coach. Mine is to embody that coaching mindset in the beginning. And now this space, this sacred space, is for my client. And in taking myself out, I stop to think as a coach, what are the very, very intelligent questions I can ask? How am I doing? Oh, let me see the client. How is their response? Are they really liking this session or not? No. That's not what it is about. It is not about you as a coach. You're very much not important in this equation. All you are is the holder of the space for our clients to explore and find their own truths, find their own essence, be able to see something they've never seen before. So as we are receiving them, we're giving them that space that they can be able to reveal themselves to themselves. Receive. I remember one of you said in this, what you sort of practice before is the act of giving and receiving. So you're giving of yourself to the client and receiving the client. And then the A, appreciate. The practice of gratitude is very important in Africa. Appreciate them for entrusting what they are working on to you. That's a gift, for goodness sake. Appreciate, acknowledge them for their vulnerability in saying, I don't know. And as such, you also come from the beginner's mind. I don't know too. I'm not an expert here. We are here to co-create together and get somewhere. Let me share a story about Ubuntu and how appreciation in Africa happens through Ubuntu. Ubuntu is practiced mainly in Southern Africa. And in Zambia, there's a tribe called the Babemba tribe. In this tribe also, they do practice Ubuntu. So what happens here, if there's someone who is a menace to the community and who keeps on really being, a jackass of some sort, what the community does, instead of ostracizing that person, they organize a community gathering. They all get into a circle. This person is placed in the center of the circle, and everyone around him shares what they appreciate in him. They shower this person with appreciation, with gratitude. And then through that, you find that this has a way of actually changing this person. So this Ubuntu somehow integrates as well an appreciative inquiry. Because as this person is seen as this person who is also able to be good, then they somehow live up to that intention of the community. So receive, appreciate. When we do this for our coaches, then they are also able to come out from their wisest selves. And then S is then summarize. Updated core competency 3. You listen to what the client is saying. You come from a beginner's mind, not knowing, and then you humble yourself as a coach. Do I hear you to be saying this? This is what you would like to work on. How then does this show up for you? What are you seeing? What would an outcome look like? When we have finished this coaching session that we are dancing with, what in the end would indicate for you that we have achieved that. That's when then the summarizing according to the core competencies come into the fore. That's where we establish and maintain coaching agreements and being able to partner with our clients. And here in this racia, you find that core competency 5, maintaining presence, runs throughout. So once we have summarized, then we have the E of the racia, RASE, evoke awareness. We now look at this conversation between the coach and the client. And as we are present, there's a triangle we're working with here as a coach with this maintaining presence. It's like one part of that triangle is being present. What is happening with me as a coach? What am I sensing in my body? How is my breathing? What's happening within my gut center? What's happening in my head? What sort of thoughts are coming in? How present am I with this person? What's hooking me right now? What is it that I am not in this flow with this client? Just becoming aware of that doesn't mean that we have to do anything, but we become fully present in the here and now. And then the other part of the triangle is being present to what is happening within the client. That's what, and when we're able to look at them as we are with them and seeing them, we look at what is changing in their expressions. How is their voice being projected? What changes are there in the projection of the voice? As they are sitting, are they moving? Are they sitting? Or what's happening with their posture? So as we observe those nonverbal cues, we are able then to share just-in-time observations without interpreting. As we share these, we just say, I notice there's a furrow on your forehead. Different than saying, I notice you have a frown, because that one could be meaning to the client at times, you're judging me, you think I'm frowning. I'm noticing your face was having a smile. Now the smile is gone. Simple, just-in-time observations that are not loaded. And as we share those just-in-time observations, and the client said, I was not aware of that. Now that you say it, I become aware when I have something that's troubling me in my mind. That's what I've been told I do. Bingo. Without really going deep, the clients start to say what they are aware of. What is the learning about themselves? And with these, it's not about trying to script, powerful questions. No, flow with it. When I coach, I don't even take notes, because I say, if I'm with my friend, do I go and say, okay, friend, let me note that down? That breaks the flow. When you are completely present with our clients, you'll be able to, like it's been said yesterday, to get yourself back into that state where it was. So here's a thing that some other coaching schools don't agree with, as I share these just-in-time observations and just becoming curious of what that means for the client, I also share what is evoked in me. Some say, don't even do that. For me, it's like, as you saying that, I can also feel that my heart is being tender. That's all. No further story. So we move away from whatever stories that we might tell ourselves. So I also share that, evoke awareness in them, and also just to share what's being evoked in my awareness. And as we move on from this evoke awareness, we come now to ask. That's when now we ask the who, the how, the when, with whom, questions that takes them now to actions. And that's updated core competency 8, where now we look at what sort of learning, what sort of forward movement our clients would be engaged in. So the RACIA, receive, appreciate, and also acknowledge, summarize, evoke awareness, and ask. And all of this is done in the coaching mantra that is see more, hear more, love more, illuminate more, be more for our coaches to become more, and do less. And lastly, as we are going to go into a reflection on this, these are the 7 C's that we sail in this coaching. What are these C's? It's all about having compassion for our clients. And compassion develops first from empathy. How can I stand in their shoes and understand them? Caring, that's also a quality of the heart. Courage, because you see me, I feel cared for. Then I have this courage to move forward. Co-creation, always becoming curious with a beginner's mind. Connectedness and commitment to action. I'd like to pause here and just invite you along. What's being evoked in you with this Ubuntu coaching? Any people who would like to come off mute and just share also, because one thing I would like to say, this is not something that's new. It's not rocket science. I see Vanessa, you say I must repeat the C's. Let me do just that. The C's: compassion, caring, courage, co-creation, curiosity, connectedness, and commitment to action. So here's the thing. When we get to share these different modalities of coaching, most of the time you find I am doing that. It's just that I have not been packaging it like that. So I'm not saying I'm bringing anything new that people are not doing. So as a sharing kind of community, a learning community, I would like maybe for us to just have a short kind of conversation. What are the things that do people engage in their coaching that really is somehow similar to this Ubuntu coaching? Anyone else who I would like to share their voice and say, what is it that you use? Are there hands up? I'm seeing one screen, not the other. Anyone? No hands. You can't tell me that you are not doing some of these things. Hmm? Please, can you indulge me? I need some love as well. We have to give love to our presenters as well. I see you say you charmed, and Veronica, thank you, Veronica. My fellow ethical coach, yes.
Hello, I just wanted to say I thought it was so lovely the way you framed the receiving of the client, because, you know, we talk about rapport and the need to be there and to partner, but I think just calling it receiving gives it such a slightly different view. And so I know that I do appreciation and acknowledgement and quite a lot of the things you've mentioned, but I think, you know, even just for me, the start of the conversation is so important to get the space, to get the environment. And I just think, Nobantu, my friend, that was lovely. I will really focus on the receiving. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. I'm noticing Basant. I wish I'm pronouncing your name well.
Yeah, you're pronouncing it well, fine. Yes, Basant. Thank you for making the competencies into, I can picture them very easily using the Rasia. And I'm really connecting with you because one of my top values is love. And for ironically, I figured out, why couldn't I love my clients? This would make the sessions much, much, much easier. But sometimes I had this belief that I might get it more personal or more friendly or something that it could get out of track. So I was asking, how can I do the balance? Yani, having receiving and doing the Rasia, the beautiful acronym, and not doing it too much. Do you get me? So it wouldn't get out.
Thank you for that. We don't want to smother our clients. Can you imagine if you fall in on your clients and they say, oh my God, I don't know what I came to. It's the holding. It's a heart-to-heart connection. It's having that heart set instead of a mindset, and clients would pick it up. Because somehow, as you are grounded, you empty yourself, you work on what assumptions you're having. You are aware of those and not, you know, sort of denying them. And what I use is what is called in Gestalt creative indifference. I'm there creatively interested, but not falling over. Is that helpful, Basan? But you know, I've seen some coaches when they sit with clients, it's like, you know, this kind of body language. You mind your body language.
Yeah, I know.
Even on screen, you can be able to demonstrate this. I've seen that people are saying you can't maintain presence on screen. Well, that's what we have. You have to learn to. Johnny, are you covered, Basant?
Yeah, showing interest in the person in front of me with the full curiosity. This is love. This is when you actively listen to someone. This is love. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Nobantu. Thank you.
Johnny, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, so thank you for, so the Rasia is something which connects with me very well with all the competencies. But what was very powerful today was the R of the Rasia, which is receive. I don't know how many of you are aware, in Indian culture, we have a lot of importance given to our guests. We even have a saying in Sanskrit which says, Aditi Devo Bhava, means a guest is equivalent to God visiting you. And how would you treat God Almighty when he or she chooses to visit you? That's how traditionally in Indian culture we treat our guests. And this is a new and powerful way of looking at receiving a client into that coaching space as if I'm receiving a guest into my house or receiving God Almighty into that space. Thank you. That's very, very powerful.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Johnny. That goes into my heart. I see Sherihan. Sherihan, your hand is up.
Hi everyone. Thanks a lot for your lecture today, and I want to ask you two questions. Firstly, the balance between emotional and the practical attitude in the coaching session. You have answered this, but I want to ask you two questions. First question is evoke, but is about evoke in Russia that you are talked about. I don't know how can I use this strategy because when I work in a coaching session, I focus on here and now, but evoke is recall, feeling, or an image or an awareness from the past or like childhood. So I am confused about this issue. Secondly, the second question is coaching is depends on open question, active listening, acceptance of the client. So I don't know Ubuntu coaching. What does Ubuntu coaching provide us in coaching? I've asked this question before, but I didn't have any answer of it. So if you can make this issue clear for me, so thanks a lot for this.
Thank you for that. And if I listen to you well, you asked first about the evoke awareness. And you were saying that coaching is about asking questions. That too is part of coaching. What I also find enriches our clients' experience is what you also mentioned, working in the here and now. One thing I notice, our thoughts, our feelings are dynamic. They change from moment to moment. But our bodies are truth tellers. What do I mean when I say our bodies are truth tellers? The expression that you have right now is not a censored bodily expression. If the body is tired, what the body knows about being tired is tightening the shoulders. So if you are a somatic practitioner, just working with the person, they come like this, just getting them to lower the shoulders, relaxing them. Just opening the mouth a little bit, like a clenched jaw immediately the body is under stress. So when we evoke awareness, we are not interpreting that clenching of the jaw. We don't say to the client, I see you clench your jaw, you must be angry. What are you angry about? No, that's not what it is. Evoking awareness. I'm noticing that your jaw is clenched. And you have in your fist. I'm curious to know what that is about. Bingo. You haven't asked a question, you've just shared that just-in-time observation. They start to think, oh my gosh, this thing I'm not paying attention to. Yes, I'm actually feeling pissed off right now. And the second question was, what again? I can't remember now. But, okay.
I think that you are talking about the aha moment. I've got it. I knew and realized what this feeling is referred to. Is I recognize the answer very well or not about evoke.
Yes.
Yes. The second question was coaching is mainly focused on open question, acceptance, active listening, summarize, and reflection to the client. You are talking about Ubuntu coaching. So I'm asking, what does Ubuntu coaching provide us more than the normal coaching and what I'm working with normally?
Yeah. Okay, I hear your question. So if you see at the racia, as I had said, it's not rocket science, it's not something you, but
I saw in racia that is providing us more emotional attitude in the coaching session between the
you muted. It's that and more. It just does not focus on only the emotional kind of intelligence. It looks at what's the somatic intelligence, what's the intelligence of the body, what are the thoughts, because we get into this conversation. So active listening is critically important. And also seeing the client as well is part of all that. Sherihan, I'm not sure whether I've answered you. I'm aware of the time frames. It's now 3 minutes after the ending of the session. I see, is there someone with a hand? Alice, I'll take you because it looks like you are a sister from Africa. And I am saying that I am being now sort of favoring.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nobantu. I also just wanted to put in my own word and my own understanding of Ubuntu in terms of responding to the previous question around, what is different about it. So for me, it is really a way of being in the session with your client. And the way you have described it is exactly, sort of my experience of our Ubuntu as well. Really being, you're being in a space with someone where you are fully present and you're fully connecting with them, and you're fully seeing them beyond just the, what they are saying, beyond what you are hearing, to what you are actually seeing and hearing through your eyes, hearing through your own gut, hearing through your, even your own skin as you listen to some of what, the things they say and the chills you feel. So you're fully there being with the client. And so that for me really encapsulates what Ubuntu is, what Ubuntu coaching is, and the way of, you're being with a client in that space. Thank you. And thank you so much for the session. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. You will get the slides. And thank you to CTA, and yeah. See you next Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Nobantu, for this presentation. Thank you.